Multi-vector integration is Kazakhstan's chosen course of development in the program Single Market. Operating the modern economy without both the market and the state is like trying to clap with one hand. This quote, made by the reputed American economist Paul Samuelson, is the theme of our today's program. Hello, my name is Pavel Kokdyshev, in today's episode of Single Market. Belarus uses the experience of Kazakhstan in the public-private partnership. Kazakhstan-Taiwan, business dialogue without borders. Kazakhstan's program for the development of public-private partnership has been functioning for 5 years. It was adopted in June of 2011. The country implemented this program with the aim of attracting private businesses into sectors which were traditionally considered to be the prerogative of the state: healthcare, housing, and utilities, road construction, and social infrastructure and facilities. We already had an episode on this in one of our programs. Today, there is a reason to once again revisit this topic. All the details in the report of our correspondent, Dmitry Dvoynev. Over a relatively short period of time, Kazakhstan has accumulated a lot of experience in the use of the mechanism of public-private partnership. In the city of Almaty alone, today more than 30 projects are being realized, in the amount of more than 190 billion tenge. What's more, the projects are very diverse in the sectors of education, healthcare, transport, and road construction. Belarus, having studied the experience of Kazakhstan, decided to launch its own pilot project on the implementation of this instrument. The first projects within the framework of which Belarus will begin implementing the principles of public-private partnership will be in the spheres of healthcare and road construction. The scheme of mutual relations of both parties is as follows. Businesses will offer their capital, managerial skills, and technologies for a concrete project which is socially oriented. For example, a project on the construction of a road or a hospital. The state, in turn, will use its budget to pay fixed amounts of money for the use and maintenance of the object in question. This way, the state is relieved from spending large amounts of money for the entire project. And businesses, in turn, get an incentive to invest into a socially important project. And this is the experience that Kazakhstan is sharing with Belarus. We are running a project on public-private partnership in the healthcare sector. We see that in every project in healthcare, there are 3 to 4 concurrently running private projects. Public-private partnership projects show that not just public clinics can take part. The market is actively developing. This is a positive outcome. As the practice of implementation of public-private partnership in Kazakhstan shows, the additional advantage of this instrument is the decrease in the number of administrative and monitoring measures that need to be taken with respect to the participants of the project. Both the state and the private business sector are equally interested in the successful realization of the project. That is why both sides duly fulfill their contractual obligations, and the project participants are no longer bothered with endless inspections by the state. The agreement of a public-private partnership project outlines the schedule of inspections from the beginning. There shouldn't be any unjustified inspections. All parties should be on the same page regarding this. And if we say that we are going to conduct inspections every day, no one will agree to such terms. They will respond that they will then not have the time to complete the project. The government of Belarus is hoping that public-private partnership will improve the activity of local and foreign businesses in the country. Optimal conditions for such collaborations should be an excellent motivation for attracting investments. At the same time, Belarus acknowledges that the process of implementing investment solutions in the country has never been easy. The public-private partnership mechanism can potentially lead to an effect of centrifugal forces for large projects, which today await their potential investors. On the other hand, it will set a foundation for closer cooperation of foreign and Belarusian business communities. When a large company enters the Belarusian market, it will search for domestic partners. In this way, we will be pushing domestic businesses to be competitive not only on the regional markets, but also on the global market. That is why the coming of large players onto the market will push the local businesses to a higher level. And on smaller projects, which are manageable in terms of attracting investments, the local businesses will work on their own. At the same time, Belarus does not intend to limit itself in terms of possibilities and prospects of cooperation with local and foreign businesses. Today, within the framework of the Eurasian Economic Union, a good foundation is being established for the realization of projects with integration union partners.
Мы здесь можем объединить усилия по 3 направлениях. Во-первых,
We can unite efforts in the following 3 ways. First, exchanging experience. Second, opportunity to work within the Eurasian Union on projects that contribute to further integration. Third, today we know that Eurasian projects are attracting the interest of investors of third countries.
для инвесторов из третьих стран.
Belarus will be able to witness all the nuances and advantages of public-private partnership in practice, starting in the summer of this year, when the law on public-private partnership will come into force in the country. But already today, we can confidently say that Belarus and Kazakhstan have found their intersecting points of interest in this sphere, because the main conclusion of the Kazakhstan-Belarus meeting in Minsk, during which the prospects of public-private partnership were considered, was the following: it is now the turn of joint projects. Dmitry Dvoynev, Almaty, Minsk, exclusively for Single Market.
What is the definition of PPP? PPP is the private-public partnership. But there is no definition of the PPP in the world. The European country usually say to the PPP, but UK, they say to PPP or 3P, P3, or the Private Finance Institute, PFI. They want to harmonization or more efficiently transparency or the reduce risk of the project. Country usually have the basic frame. The basic frame is the 4 step. Number 1, first step is how they have definition of PPP. Second step, what is exactly the PPP policy and legal framework. Third one is how they design and bid. And fourth one is the implementation. And that means how can manage and achieve all PPP and monitoring. Especially PPP is the long-term project. This usually 20 or 30 years. Government can transfer to risk to the private sector. That means they may collaborate together in the more efficiently promote service or public sector. We have to understand about what is the PPP and another what is not PPP. What is not PPP? Traditional of service of government, usually the government fully support finance and infrastructure and management to deliver the service of public sector. The success of diversification of industry, people know about some skill. That's why the most best solution used by the PPP make it some school. School is not the college or university. That means the training, skill training center.
Kazakhstan is located at the intersection of simultaneously a number of transnational routes. That is why the country is interested in expanding the geography of its trade and economic relations. A business delegation from Taiwan recently arrived in Almaty. Representatives of Taiwan's 30 largest companies took part in a business forum. Our correspondent, Anar Tastanbekova, brings us the report on the agreements that were concluded during the meeting. In the 1960s, the small island state of Taiwan set a daring goal for itself to find its place under the sun on the global market, and the country succeeded. Over a relatively short period of time, the country made an unbelievable leap in its development. Today, Taiwan is one of the famous 4 Asian tigers, and what's more, is successful in investing in the economies of other countries and cities. Great distances are not impeding the expansion of this process. One of the examples of this is the attraction of Taiwan's investments into the economy of Almaty. The prospects of this southern metropolis of Kazakhstan include opening up new production enterprises. These hopes are tied with the recent visit of a delegation from Taiwan. The organizers of this business meeting are Almaty's Chamber of Entrepreneurs and the Taiwan External Trade Development Council, TAITRA. The delegation was comprised of representatives of 30 international corporations that operate in the spheres of manufacturing automobile parts and accessories, equipment for the construction, medical and energy sectors, sports industry, and others. The goal of this visit is strategic, to find reliable partners that would represent Taiwan's interests not just in Kazakhstan, but in the entire Central Asian region. What attracts us is the fact that at the moment, Russia, Kazakhstan, and Belarus are part of an economic union. The issue of the market is very important for us, and thanks to Kazakhstan, instead of access to one market, we will gain access to 3 external markets. If production is established here, then the produced goods will automatically reach the countries of the Central Asian region. When determining the area of specialization of production enterprises which may potentially enter the market in Almaty, successes achieved by Taiwan's economy were taken into consideration. More than half of the country's GDP comes from the industry of microelectronics. In terms of manufacturing of computer and IT equipment, Taiwan is behind only the acknowledged leaders of the scientific and technological progress: Japan, United States, Germany, Great Britain, and France. And the green energy sector annually brings in up to $11 billion into the country's economy. The share of renewable energy is almost 7% of energy consumption of the country. For example, Taiwan is 4th in the world in the production of solar batteries and photo cells.
或者是工业用胶这个 adhesive 还有不锈钢的这个原料
We'd like to find partners in the sphere of harnessing solar energy. Second is electronics, CDs, memory flash drives. These computer components are considered to be some of the best in the world. That is why we would like to thoroughly study Kazakhstan's market, the needs of the clients, Kazakhstan's consumers and users. The third sphere is production of stainless steel. We would like to find a serious partner in order to continue production of parts here.
一个优势，如果在这里有建立这个生产基地的话。
Potential investors got a feel for the rhythm and opportunities of business in the southern metropolis. In turn, the companies of Almaty were interested in the prospects of opening up joint enterprises. One of the first contracts that was concluded was for a project on the development of green technologies in the tourism sector.
Мы занимаемся развитием караванинга и кемпингового бизнеса в Казахстане.
We are engaged in the development of the caravanning and camping business in Kazakhstan. Our company, Silk Road Camps, is also a member of Kazakhstan's Club of Caravaneers. At the moment, we are interested in technologies that would help make camping more autonomous, to use solar, wind energy, and to be able to set up equipment in places where there is access to electricity or water.
Нету подвода электричества, подвода воды.
Aside from attracting direct investments for the creation of new enterprises, this business meeting facilitated a useful exchange in information on new technologies, including in the sphere of processing of raw materials, a sphere which is very relevant for Kazakhstan. For example, in our country, oil extraction is well developed, and Taiwan has great experience in the production of thermoplastic materials, glass fiber, and ethylene.
В этом смысле высокое качество их производств и инноваций позволят нашим...
The high quality of their production and innovations will allow our entrepreneurs to find reliable partners. And the backdrop of global economic instability, this will allow our entrepreneurs to open up new productions, to find affordable investments, which are competitive in comparison with Western European and North American countries.
конкурентными по сравнению западноевропейскими странами и американскими.
Kazakhstan, in turn, is creating a favorable business climate for foreign investors, optimal conditions for opening up new production enterprises, attracting personnel, and protecting the interests of foreign entrepreneurs. Almaty is located in the Trans-Ili region in Taiwan in the Pacific Ocean. To establish a reliable business bridge, this is what the business communities of both countries, separated by a great distance, want. And judging by the tempo of their collaboration, nothing will get in the way. Anar Tastanbekova, Almaty, exclusively for Single Market. That's all for today. My name is Pavel Koptyshev. Kind reminder, all the episodes of our program are available on www.kazakh-tv.kz. Till next time on Single Market.